Well, it's pretty obvious that there's been a huge escalation of anti-Jew rhetoric. Like a crazy escalation. And I think that and here's kind of the issue is that, like, you had basically, like, I think, like, during, like, after 9/11, you had, like, a lot of anti-Muslim rhetoric. But, like, a lot of people, I think, were still there and saying, like, well, this is just, like, a handful of terrorists from, like, Saudi Arabia or, like, you know, Afghanistan or something like that. So, like, this doesn't really mean, like, a whole religion. And then you had it happen later on with COVID and Asians, and people, like, that died out pretty fast, right? But I think the difference is that there isn't really another big voice that has any sort of real influence that's trying to actively speak out against this. Because I feel like a lot of the very outspoken right-wing and also very outspoken...
What the fuck are you talking about, man? What? No... You're in fairy tale land. You are not in fucking reality. What? There are senators who have fucking, like, called for the death of all Muslims. And guess what? They're still senators. They're still in office, okay? You can't say that about Jews. You can't say death to all Jews and still be a politician. Okay, do you understand? Like, No, like, the idea, like, what? Let me get a replay on. Welcome back, everybody. Alright, so apparently, we're gonna be reacting to a very serious topic today. Apparently there were 2 shootings. I believe they were shootings. Today, you know, apparently there were, Muslim terrorists. I don't have any of the details about either case. I barely read anything. I'm gonna try to get this video out as quickly as possible. But I have a few other videos I'm working on, and I'm currently in the process of editing and uploading. But I think I'll put this one ahead because, yeah, this shit looks crazy. So anyway, where is it? Here it is. So we're going to be looking at Asmongold.
So this guy's trying to drive a car into a school, and synagogue security killed the attacker. Damn, W Jews, huh? How about that? And prompting a massive response from SWAT, state police, and FBI agents. So let's take a look at this and see what happened. Let me see if there's a... Yeah, I'll just watch through this.
Is that police are responding to a scene in West Bloomfield for an active situation. Sources rather, say an active shooter threat is underway at Temple Israel. And they say a major scene was reported there. If you're familiar with the area, this is located on Walnut Lake Road. So a live look there thanks to our Fox 2 Detroit helicopter, as we see that there is some smoke there from a building, and that seems to be where the helicopter is concentrating this live look. It's a little hard to tell, but we do see that emergency responders are surrounding this building. According to Fox 2 Detroit, there is a threat underway at Temple Israel.
I'm curious if there's going to be another one or if this is just one individual. And so this is it.
We're told it's an active shooter. We can or could see this is earlier video of smoke coming from the synagogue.
Look at this.
And there's a fire. Appears to be a fire. Smoke coming from the synagogue. What appears to be a fire is all we can see.
Any sort of attack for a synagogue in Norway? Well, it's very obvious that, I mean, there's very obvious that a lot of the hostility towards Israel has manifested, or there's also, like, blatant, like, actual Jew hate, you know, anti-Semitism that has manifested recently. I think it's because primarily of, you know, like, just more heightened attention on Israel, and just in general, I think it's become more socially acceptable. I mean, you've got to remember that anti-Semitism is, like, the OG. So, yeah, what is this here? Somebody's saying sleeper cells? I don't agree with the sleeper cells argument. Like, for example, was ISIS even, like,
I kind of agree with him about that, but he's missing a piece of this puzzle, which is that it's not just that Israel has done terrible things and people are fixating on that and that's causing a rise in anti-Semitism. No. Wait, hold on. It's also the fact that from an early age, all Americans are propagandized to believe that Israel is the Jew country. It is the nation of Jews, and it's not. Okay, but what that means is when Israel does terrible things, who takes the brunt of the blame for that. Okay, unfortunately, it's not the nation state of Israel as it should be. It's Jewish people. Jewish people, they take a lot of blame for what Israel does, because Israel is doing it in their name, in their honor. Okay, and it's fucked up. It's not their fault. It's not Jewish people's fault. But that is the reality. Okay, it is the narrative that is being presented to Americans in like every facet of our existence. Has to do with funneling money to this nation state so that they can kill innocent children. And this is all, we're told that it's all because Jewish people have a right to their native homeland, or whatever.
I don't think ISIS had a lot to do with Iran. Like, it was a long time ago. I wasn't really paying attention to politics a lot at the time. So, like, I don't remember, like, where their allegiance was. But, like, ISIS, as far as I know, wasn't really, like, super in.
Yeah, ISIS is not really connected to any country, I don't think, right? I could be mistaken about that, not officially. I think that they're heavily connected to Israel. But the fact of the matter is, I do know this. They murder Muslims. That's like primarily who they murder, and it's because they are fundamentalist, and they believe that other Muslims are not pure, or whatever. They're not actual Muslims.
Involved with them, right? I don't remember if they were a proxy or not. So Jews control everything. They didn't. Yeah, Iran hates ISIS too. Yeah, Iran fought ISIS. Okay, yeah, it was a long time ago. I don't really remember that well. So, like, I mean, the two guys, for example, that were, the bombers inside of New York, for example, they were, gassing up ISIS, right? They were talking about how great ISIS was. So, I mean, I don't think that there's really an Iranian sleeper cell activation as much as it's just terrorists that are doing terrorism, right? That's probably what's happening. And I think that just because there are a lot of people that it seems like they view the attack on Iran as an attack on, I think, Islam. And because of that, I think that's the reason why you see a lot of these terrorists that turn out to be Islamic, right? I think that's the big reason. And I think that if it continues, it's probably going to be that case too. They're radicals, yeah.
Coming into Fox 2 here of Oakland County Sheriff's members with assault rifles that appear to be approaching the area. So this does look like it does look like an active shooter situation here.
Yeah, I mean, apparently they killed the guy, right? We're not really sure yet, but I'll take a look at the other images about this. Israel did this to themselves, though. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, from a business economic point of view, war's not gonna be over. I don't want to listen to your argument. I just don't want to even read. I don't care. So anyway, God bless you for your coverage. Yeah, there's somebody that's like writing out some big paragraph of some bullshit. I don't understand it from an economic perspective. Nope, don't want to deal with it. Don't want to hear about it. So this is the first instance of it happening, right? Oh, wait a second. Oh, no, never mind. There's another shooter. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, let's focus on this one first, okay?
The active shooting incident beginning at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time, under 1 hour ago. This is still being described as an active shooter situation. An alert has gone out there in Bloomfield,
YouTube
Michigan.
comment bots calling it a false flag.
Is asking for the community.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. That always happens.
Allow the police to respond. Troopers are also increasing patrols at other places of worship in this district.
I mean, that's not unwarranted though. Like, I think that there be false flag operations. I don't see how you can look at the scope of the intelligence community and the things that they've done overseas that we know of and just be like, oh yeah, they definitely don't do any false flag operations. What? You believe that's a conspiracy? That's a conspiracy. And I'm not saying that's what this is.
What do you think the difference is between sleeper cells and terrorists activating?
I don't have enough information
Simple. Coordination. So basically, you have, like, it's very obvious that, especially in the UK and in Europe, Islamic terrorism is a huge problem. Like, it's obviously a huge problem. And I think in the U.S. it's less of a problem, but it's also something I think right now is manifesting in a bigger way. So the difference is that, so between a sleeper cell and a terrorist agent, A terrorist
Why
agent
is that,
is
Admin
acting
Gold?
independently versus a sleeper cell is activating at the whims of a larger force, right? So like Iran says something, or they say, okay, now is the time to strike, and this person says, okay, let's go, right? And so that's really, that's the difference in my mind of what the two words are.
According to their website, describes themselves as the nation's largest
Sleeper cells are
Reform
organized.
synagogue.
Sleeper cells are
terrorists
or opportunists.
Yeah, I thought that sleeper cells were like were like brainwashed people. Like, you know, they hear like the activation code Kalashnikov, and then they wake up. Okay, that's when they wake up, and they're like, it's time to kill.
Again,
Yeah.
the police are on the scene. You're looking live, West Bloomfield Township, Michigan. We've got Bill Daly on the phone. Bill,
So until collusion's confirmed, it's just random radicals? Yeah, of course. I think that's what, I mean, logically, you can assume that to be the case. And I think also here's another component is that when, like, for example, one of these guys, you know, like the guy that threw the bomb in New York, whenever he gets his face plastered all over mainstream media everywhere, it really helps the mystique of terrorism for that to happen. And it's like, it's one of the unfortunate realities where, you know, like, it's very hard to say that nobody should show the faces or you shouldn't be legally allowed to. And I think people will always want to know who that person is. But the moment that, you know, a person who, because I think a lot of
you're saying people will do it for notoriety. I don't really disagree with this. He's also correct though that like that's not really a reason to not show the person's face. It depends on the situation.
Like in general, I think that a lot of the people that do these bombings and do these shootings, and this is true with gang shootings.
At the end of the day, I think that these things are going to happen because of the conditions. I think people by and large, they don't do these things for notoriety. Maybe that is a factor. Okay. But like people do this because of it's blowback. Okay, like Israel kills children overseas, and you know, maybe these people are connected to those murders, maybe not. But I think either way, that is the driving factor here.
Shootings, it's true with, you know, like, it's true in prisons, it's true everywhere. Like, the overwhelming majority are guys without, like, really any sort of, like, hope for the future. Like, that's really the reality. It doesn't matter whether you're in the Bloods, the Crips, the Muslim Brotherhood, or the Aryan Brotherhood. It's all the same people. It's the same demographic. It's young men with no sense of hope to the future and seemingly nothing to lose, right?
I agree with this. I talk about this all the time. Okay, of course. These like extremist, these fundamentalist groups across all ethnicities, all nationalities. That is who they attract. Okay, young disenfranchised men that like can't get a job at Arby's or whatever. They can't get a job anywhere. That's what creates these types of people. Okay, is economic downturn. Okay, also. Your family being blown up by the American government, that will also radicalize you. Okay, but that's not the only thing. That's not the only thing. That, of course, there's also the what I was just talking about, the financial side of it. Okay, when you are a man, you're supposed to be a provider. Okay, when you can't do that, when you can't fulfill that role, it is really really frustrating, okay? And causes people to do these things, okay? How did the Nazis seize power in Germany? The answer is Germany saw the worst inflation of all time, of anywhere, at any point. They saw insane hyperinflation. It's not a coincidence.
So I think that really, as soon as one of them sees that they can achieve notoriety whenever they do something crazy like this, then it activates other ones into doing it. So it creates like a domino effect. Young white men? Well, I mean, young white men are one example, right? But like, I mean, the majority of shooters, I mean, I don't even know. I mean, per capita, it's probably not white people, but like, I mean, maybe overall it is. I'm not really sure, but it's not exclusive to any one race is what my point is. Every group is like this, whether it's Mexicans, Asians, whites, or blacks, right? It's the same thing.
To get some early details here, but it appears
like, and I think that the biggest thing that I would say is that I have never seen one of these mass shooters go out and do this and then seen an interview with their hot crying ex-girlfriend. Never. Not a single fucking one. Not a single one of these guys has a hot girlfriend. Never. And I think there's a reason.
It's a good point. Yeah.
No, really. Like, and no, think about it.
No
Actually
lies there.
Think about it. Go all the way back to Columbine. Look at every single one. As far as I know, not a single one breaks the mold. I think that's substantial. I do.
Shooter situation.
Yeah.
Sadly, at a synagogue.
So what I'm saying is it's women's fault that these shootings happen.
There in
Obviously.
Michigan.
That's what I was trying to say.
And certainly by the looks of it.
Yeah, they're gonna take me out of context.
I blame women.
It went to show whether that shooter is still.
The active shooting incident beginning at 12.
So let's go back. I'll see how this evolved. And where are we here? This is some other bullshit. Thick black smoke. A vehicle has currently caught fire. Reportedly, the early childhood center. So this person's trying. So wait a minute. So they drove it into the kids center? Oh God, bro. Like that's how sick. Jesus Christ. Okay, and there's also more of the police here too. Like look at all that. Oh my God, look at them all. I mean, it makes sense, right, with something like this. Holy fuck. Man, that's sad. Yeah, it is. These people never learn. No, they never do. Just got here. What did I miss? There was another terrorist attack today. And Michigan synagogue, and immediately, what's this here? Is this about it?
That security at the temple saw the gunman and engaged him at the temple.
Damn.
They said no one confirmed to be hurt at this time. Too early to connect this to terrorism, says the sheriff. And we could be getting playback of the sheriff sometime soon here.
It's hard to know why.
The suspect is not in custody.
Yeah.
So they are right now.
I mean, in my opinion, this is the truth, right? I mean, I'm not speaking as like a fucking professional, so like I can just say this. I think it probably was terrorism. Like, what do you think the odds are that another synagogue gets attacked and there's no correlation? Like, it's probably terrorism. But like, we have to wait until you have like a reason to say that, rather than just being like, oh, I know what it is. And it's like,
what do you mean? What do you mean by terrorism? Like it was a Muslim guy doing it because they hate Jews? I mean, yeah, no shit. Like that's not really what terrorism is, okay? But that is probably what this was. But also, yeah, like yes, this is obviously terrorism. What the fuck? Yeah, like you can say that right off the bat. If somebody goes into a church and shoots a bunch of Christians, if somebody goes into a synagogue or like attempts to, I mean, if they shoot the people or they try to, yes, man, that is terrorism. Obviously. What the fuck? Oh, I can't say that. I can't say that. They're gonna call me Islamophobic. That's not why we're gonna call you Islamophobic, Asmon. I assure you. There are going to be other reasons that we call you Islamophobic. I'm sure. Okay, that's not one of them. But anyway. Yes, this is terrorism. Obviously. The guy went into a synagogue and tried to kill children. In the synagogue. The children. Yeah, this shit is terrorism.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's where I'm kind of expecting this to go, but we don't have any evidence for that yet, obviously.
Kinda expecting it.
More than one suspect, but they are telling people within a mile they should shelter in place.
Like, you don't really... I mean, in some cases, you need to wait on the motivations, like the intent of the person that did the killing or the attempted killing, to say whether or not it's terrorism. This is not one of those cases. Okay?
Yeah, I'd relax, bro. I'd stay inside.
That is the update from the sheriff there in Oakland County, Nicole.
That's extremely important right there. They engaged with the alleged shooter right there. That is huge. That is huge. That's important, and that's what needs to happen every single time.
Yeah, bro, W-Juice. They just went in there and shot the guy, and that was it. Nobody got hurt. Like, that's the reason why you have the Second Amendment. That's the reason why you have guards. That's the way you should handle it. The moment somebody does that, you just instantly shoot them. Right? That's amazing. I'm happy. The gunman rammed his car into Simple Israel is believed to be dead.
Enforcement source. All right, so just a little bulletin here, just to add to what was just reported now. I'm hearing from a senior law enforcement source that the person who was driving the vehicle, the alleged shooter, is reported to be dead. So
Rip Bozo.
Alert from the sheriff that the suspect
Rip Bozo.
I'm being
Got him.
senior law enforcement official that the suspect is believed to be dead. And I was wondering,
Great. great. Amazing.
Just a little bullet in here, just to add to what was just reported now. I'm
Yeah.
hearing from a senior law enforcement source that the person who was driving the vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. I'm happy. Rest in peace. You won't be missed. Exactly. And, oh, this is the interview with the sheriff.
Guys, can you say anything about any potential casualties? Anyone hurt? Nobody at the moment has been confirmed to be hurt, except potentially the shooter. Any ties potentially to terrorism? That's still way early to talk about. We have no idea because we don't even know who the person is at the moment.
Has that person been neutralized?
Uh-huh.
We don't have that person in custody.
So they're still on the run.
It's a work in progress. So that's why we're sheltering in place
Dude,
until we figure it out. It's a
okay.
big facility with a lot of
Yeah.
land around it. Until that gets secured and everybody's comfortable that there's no active threat in that spot, stay away.
Like, am I crazy? Am I crazy? You don't need to. I guess what they're saying is like we don't know if this person was tied to a terrorist organization. Okay, sure, but like this is definitely terrorism. Whether he was or whether he was part of a larger org or not. That's what I was trying to say earlier. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking stupid.
Smart. Yep.
Yeah, everybody's been moved out of the school.
That's good. I'd be getting the fuck out of there too.
As I said, got on scene in a heartbeat.
Man,
Everybody else
is the
came
car
on
okay?
board.
Probably not,
So
unfortunately.
I've been
He
communicating
crashed
for
into the
almost 2
building.
weeks.
Probably totaled the
Every time
car.
I've gotten some intelligence from the national level. I've been sharing. We've been talking for 2 weeks about the potential, sadly, of this happening.
Yep.
There was no lack of.
Well, it's pretty obvious that there's been a huge escalation of anti-Jew rhetoric. Like a crazy escalation. And I think that and here's kind of the issue is that like you had basically like I think like during like after 9/11 you had like a lot of anti-Muslim rhetoric, but like a lot of people I think were still there and saying like, well, this is just like a handful of terrorists from like Saudi Arabia or like, you know, Afghanistan or something like that. So like this doesn't really mean like a whole religion. And then you had it happen later on with COVID and Asians and people like that died out pretty fast, right? But I think that the difference is that there isn't really another big voice that has any sort of real influence that's trying to actively speak out against this, because I feel like a lot of the very outspoken right wing and also very outspoken.
What the fuck are you talking about, man? What? No. You're done. You're in fairy tale land. You are not in fucking reality. What? There are senators who have fucking like called for the death of all Muslims, and guess what? They're still senators. They're still in office. Okay, you can't say that about Jews. You can't say death to all Jews and still be a politician. Okay, do you understand? Like, No, like, the idea, like, what? Let me get a replay on that. Was he saying
like
what I
after
think
9/11,
he
you
was
had, like, a lot of
saying?
anti-Muslim rhetoric, but like a lot of people I think were still there and saying like, well, this is just like a handful of terrorists from like Saudi Arabia or like, you know, Afghanistan or something like that. So like this doesn't really mean like a whole religion. And then you had it happen later on with COVID and Asians and people like that died out pretty fast, right? But I think the difference is that there isn't really another big voice that has any sort of real influence that's trying to actively speak out against this, because I feel like a lot of the very outspoken right-wing and also very outspoken left-wing people turn a blind eye to anti-Semitism because they don't want to be categorized as being supporting Israel. And I think that's what's really happening right now, is that you have this happening and it's basically unfettered in a way that it wouldn't be.
No, right-wing people yet. Look, okay, no, you have it all mixed up, man. Okay, right-wing people, the extreme right-wing people, they just hate Jews. Okay, they're just straight up anti-Semitic. There's no policing, right? There is no speech policing in these groups of people. Like, they just, you know, they are anti-Semitic. What else is there to say? To them, Israel is the nation of Jews. It's made by Jews, for Jews. They puppeteer our country. Okay, we're just like little puppets dancing. Okay, that's what they think. Okay, and they're just like, nobody really tries to police them. What's the fucking point? Like, yeah, they're fucking racist. They're anti-Semitic. What is there to do about that? I don't know. I mean, well, I do know, but a lot of people get mad at me when I say it, which is we need to re-educate these people. We need to deprogram them. Okay, like they did in Nazi Germany. Okay, before it becomes even more of a problem than it already is. And it's already a really big problem. Okay, but that's beside the point. Leftists, on the other hand, they do not really tolerate any anti-Semitism at all. In fact, a lot of them are pretty annoying about it. You have to be very careful with your words when you talk about how much you hate Israel. Okay, and you know, it's not for no reason, right? It's not for no good reason. Okay, there's rising anti-Semitism. Israel presents itself as the nation of Jews. Okay, if you're going to talk about how much you hate Israel, you need to clarify that you don't feel that way about broader Jewish people, Jewish communities. Okay? But like leftists will fucking annoy the shit out of you about this. You know, you need to be very clear and specific when you're talking about this shit. And I don't know. I don't know, man. What else can I say to this? What else can I say to this, man? There aren't fucking leftists that are like... I mean, there are some, like, maximalist rad libs. Okay, I see that. That hate Israel, that, they will present, true anti-Semitism, disgusting anti-Semitism, as like, the maximalist anti-Israel position. And... you know, I see that those people get scrutinized a lot because that's fucking stupid. Okay, but yeah, I mean, if you are one of those liberals, you will get a lot of pushback, okay, from other liberals, from leftists, because, like, why the fuck would we tolerate that shit? We're, like, all anti-racist, and we're, like, you know, kind of annoying about it. So... anyway,
in previous times where you have they engage with it, they engage with it, and so people aren't calling this out and saying, like, you know, for example, like whenever COVID happened,
engage with
people
it.
are screaming at like a Korean, and
yeah,
they say, why did you bring?
Yeah, you know who the real racists are? Liberals. Yeah, genius. I love it when conservatives try to say that shit.
It's
man.
COVID, and they're like, you fucking Chinese, and they're not even Chinese. Like, everybody just looks at this guy and says, like, okay, you're retarded, right? This guy's a fucking idiot. Like, get him out of here. But the difference is that
Senator,
now,
I'm Singaporean.
Asian hate is very big. I think that there is a lot of hostility towards Asians, but that's, I mean, it's the difference is that Asian hate is.
Wait, but you just said like you just downplayed it just like a minute ago. The fuck, you were like you're like, yeah, it doesn't really happen anymore. And that's bullshit. Okay, there is still a lot, like, but like, why are you switching up, bro? I don't get it.
That I think most people are more willing to call out and say that it's bad. But here's the issue: is that how many influencers and creators in the online space actively call out anti-Semitism in like a regular way? How many of them actually do that? I think it's very few right now.
Hassan does it. Hassan does. No, J-Star. He's the most anti-Semitic. You dumbass. Yeah, man. Like, Asmongold, just fucking be specific, man. Who are these creators that you're talking about? Who are the true rad lib anti-Semites, okay? I'd love to hear it. I mean, maybe he's right.
And I think the reason why is that, yeah, it's substantially a lot less. It never happened. Well, I don't know yet. Yeah, Asians don't have an Epstein. Asians don't have an Epstein. I don't know about that. I really don't. I mean, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. The probability that a certain culture doesn't have a problem with pedophiles is just, like, I'm going to instantaneously assume that you're the biggest retard that's ever been retarded.
Well, it depends on, like, which Asian society we're talking about, okay? But if we're talking about the Chinese, yeah, no, I don't think they got a problem when it comes to pedophiles. Actually, I think they have less of a problem, less of a pedophilia problem than any other country on the fucking planet. Considering that they just executed like 3 people for being pedophiles. This was like last week. They did this like 5 seconds ago. It's crazy.
You are the biggest retard to have ever been retarded. If you think that there is any group in the world that's never had a problem with pedos. Like, I'm sorry, but this is just, listen, this is just, it's Spawn RNG. It's the same thing with like theft. Everybody has problems with theft, right? It's just how it is. And anyway, never go full retard. This is the big one. And anyway, let's go back here. You're so popular right now.
I mean, he's right. Like, obviously pedophiles exist everywhere in all communities, of course. Okay, but the way that we deal with them in the various societies is different. Okay, so like a country like China, I suspect, has much less of a pedophile problem than we do because they fucking kill them. When they find them, they fucking execute them. Firing squad.
The probability of your feed being curated by those who can is not 0. Well, what do you mean? So you think that they're trying to show me video? What do you think they're trying to show me? Yeah, let me understand this. So, like, yeah, how does that work? Anyway, let me go back. Let me finish the video. Sorry.
Preparation. In addition, all Jewish facilities in the area are going to have a lot of extra presence around it until we figure this out. Well, again, we would tell everybody shelter in place.
Yeah.
Was there any security at this temple, as you mentioned?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
And
Yeah, the security was crazy.
One person that
Good for them.
security guard and
That's still a work in progress.
okay, and then shots were fired.
Shots were fired.
Uh-huh.
There are reports that somebody crashed with the vehicle.
Shots fired.
The vehicle
Uh-oh.
was involved.
Did it reach the building?
We're going to get into more details when there's time for that, and the chief will.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Specifically what happened, but we just want everybody to kind of know what's happening as we get it. More will come to you.
So there it is. Okay, there's not really a lot that's going off of that. Breaking 9/11. Let me see if there's any new information about the shooter or anything else that happened. Where did it go? There's no injuries. Yeah, we saw that before. Authorities say the shooter involved in the attack found badly burned after crashing vehicle into a building, which then caught fire. Armed security engaged the suspect and fatally shot him. Okay, we saw that. So somebody says that my feed is being curated. I know Epstein files were showed or being accused to delegitimize Pizzagate. I know it's very possible not something can be verified. Yeah, so you're just like making up bullshit. I don't want to hear like there are so many conspiracy Andes recently that it's like it's like annoying because it just derails any sort of conversation.
You can't really blame people for that. I certainly don't. The fuck with like the shit that's been revealed to us lately. Yeah, I mean, I think that heavy scrutiny in times like this is kind of warranted, don't you think? At the same time, I don't think so far. I don't think this is a false flag operation. I'm not seeing it. I don't see anything suspicious. I have a nose for shit like this. I am highly skeptical of when things like this happen, when you have to like the guy that wore the property of Allah hoodie. Yeah, that was real. Yeah, for sure. But like in all seriousness, when I see shit like that, yeah, that smells like a false flag operation. Okay, straight up, and we know that they happen. Okay, like this isn't like some crazy conspiracy. The existence of false flag operations. Like, no, our country does this to fearmonger. Okay, they do, and also the government just like straight up lies about shit to fearmonger. Okay, so they do terrorist attacks. They either make them happen or allow them to happen at the very least when they have knowledge ahead of time. Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's it, man.
So, this guy, yeah, I don't even want to read it. And, who rules over you, simply find out who you're not. So, to find out who rules over you, simply find out who you're not allowed to criticize. Guys, kids with cancer rule over us. Guys, I think kids with cancer are running the entire fucking thing. Can you believe that? Voltaire? Yeah, wow. Oh my God. Jesus Christ, you can criticize them? Yeah, and also, by the way, as if that isn't an immediate disproof, like, don't you realize that's like a massive proof against, like, any of these groups, like this Jew? If you think that quote is accurate, then you would have to acknowledge that with the amount of criticism and hostility towards Israel recently, they probably don't rule over you. If you view that quote to be legitimate, then yeah, with that many people hating and shitting on Jews in Israel, how do you not come to that conclusion? So,
but like the difference is our politicians seem to not be able to criticize Israel, no matter how hard the people shout on the internet, in the town hall meetings. Like, most of these politicians are just shutting the fuck up. They're just like, let's not go there. Like, let's not do that. That's weird. That's weird, man. That's what I keep saying. Okay, like, everybody is very anti-Israel except for the politicians. Is this because politicians naturally lag behind on issues like this, or when there's like a shift in public sentiment? I don't know, man. Not like this. You can call that a straw man, you can call it whatever. Like, I can't think of a better argument than that against what I'm saying. Like, it's strange. This is weird that this is happening. Okay, it doesn't feel normal. Definitely not. So anyway, that's what's happening. Like, the politicians, they are like afraid. Okay, either because their careers will be destroyed, they have blackmail, or they're just like straight up afraid of being assassinated. You know, could be. I don't know, man. Anyway,
Jews react to criticism? Well, I'm not sure, but like anyway, so this is really this is the active shooter, shelter in place. Yeah, I saw that before. Not really a big surprise. I guess we'll have to wait and see if there's any more news about this. But yeah, this kind of shit is insane to have it happening, and I feel like it's going to continue getting more extreme like this. We're probably going to get more attacks like this, especially whenever there are more people talking about it and thinking about it too. And how about the overreaching of the ADL? Yeah, the ADL's dog shit. Like, that's true. I mean, I think everybody kind of agrees with that, right? The K-12 school was not in session.
It's a fucking. That's because it's one woman in New Jersey. It's a fucking Jewish supremacist in New Jersey. Wait. Actually, I might be confused. I was thinking of Stop Anti-Semitism now. That's my bad. Yeah, the ADL is a real organization, and you know they also suck, of course.
So he drove his car into a school that wasn't even in session? What the fuck was he doing? I always wonder, like, what the strategy is of these retards. I do. I really wonder, like, what are they thinking? Like, why would you even do that? Why would you drive your car into an area like this and just get yourself killed over nothing? I mean, really, like, I mean, you would assume that, like, if somebody's a terrorist, I mean, you know, I don't mean to be, insensitive, but that they would at least try to be effective, right? But a lot of these terrorists, it's kind of like a serendipitous luck thing, where, like, every one of these terrorists seems to be so brain-dead retarded that they just end up getting themselves killed within, like, moments of engaging with the police. So, yeah, the damage to the building, I mean, yeah, it's awful.
Lowest common denominator, okay? Like, who would be the type of person to, you know, like... The people that did this, I am sure that their feelings are like real and genuine, because you know we see the death and destruction caused by Israel, and it's disgusting and it's frustrating, and we hate it. Okay, and I think that I suspect, I don't know this for sure, but the people that did these terrorist attacks, they feel the same way. It's just that they came to the fucking idiotic conclusion that they need to kill children. It's like, oh yeah, well... Like, and like, I can't understand that. That is just completely illogical. It's dumb. It makes no fucking sense. Like, I understand, like, the emotional, the feeling of frustration, like, there's nothing I can do, or at least there's no way I can stop it right now. Me personally, but you know, and I understand the anger as well. Like, these people are evil and they're killing children. What I don't understand is at the end of all that, deciding to go and murder children yourself. Okay, that doesn't make any fucking sense. But anyway, I can't remember the point I was making. Hold on.
Themselves killed within like moments of engaging.
Oh
with
yeah.
police. So yeah,
a person that comes to that conclusion would have to be, like, developmentally challenged, I think. You know, as awful as what Israel is doing is, and as, like, enraged as you may be from seeing it, the decision to go and kill children is definitely, like, how do I even put it? Like, low IQ? You know, it's dumb. It's stupid. I don't understand.
The damage to the building. I know that. Yeah, it's awful. And we just spy later today? No, I didn't plan about that. I specifically said yes, and this is the thing. I did say this. I tried to say it. I tried to let people know. Here we go. And I specifically remember. I remember you specifically said that whenever the Jewish couple got murdered in D.C., that you said this will only get worse, and everyone was giving you shit. I did, and I called this out because it was very obvious that the level of anti-Semitism.
What? Who was giving you shit? I certainly wasn't, because yeah, that was a correct take, of course. And you don't have to be a fucking genius to see that that anti-Semitism is getting worse. Okay, yeah, people be increasingly anti-Semitic. Interesting.
And like anyway. Genuine Jew hate was like escalating at like a very, very fast pace. I think that's what was happening. So because extreme ideology attracts low IQ people, it also attracts high IQ people, to be fair too. Like, I mean, a lot of the Nazi leadership were like genius level IQ, but like that's not really the point. Yeah, respectfully, yeah, I'm sure there's no going back. I think that there is, and I think that really I think this issue will reach a fever pitch.
Yeah, but like the point is like it's not the extremist thing that is. It's not being an extremist that attracts low IQ people. He's right about that. It's deciding to go and murder children, like on a whim. That is that's low IQ or whatever. And so these people that do this are also, you know, going to have executive failures. Okay, like they're not going to execute their plan properly.
It's approaching that fever pitch right now, where the amount of hostility and anger and aggression that's being leveraged at average Jews, where they're either being expected to like condemn Israel or they're being condemned for being Jewish. I think that inside of the American public, there is a growing
expected to condemn Israel. Well, yeah, man. Yeah, I expect that from anyone. Not just Jews. Like I condemn Israel. You condemn Israel. Everybody should condemn Israel. Okay, I get it. All not everybody pays attention to every little fucking thing. You know, well, like, I'm sorry, but like, and I'm not saying that everybody's gotta make a public statement. Okay, I would like for them to. I encourage that sort of thing. But yeah, you at least have to like condemn what they're doing. You have to like, if you don't condemn it, then you are at the very least an apologist. Okay, because if you can't admit that what they're doing is evil, then what the fuck are we even talking about, man? They blow up children, they shoot children in the head. It's crazy.
Fatigue with this that I don't think has really been discussed a lot, because a lot of these people, you've got to keep in mind, like, they have nothing to do with Israel, they have nothing to do with, you know, Palestine bombing.
No, man, we all have something to do with Israel. We are Americans. We are Americans. We have a lot to do with Israel. Okay, that's kind of the whole problem, is how we got a lot to do with them. Okay, so I think if you're an American, there is no ignoring it. Okay, you can try, you can cover your ears, you can shut your eyes.
Or anything like
what
that.
else can you do?
So really, absolutely, yeah, I think people are beginning to get fed up with this. And yeah, what is this? I love Jews. I don't really love or hate people based off of what group they're in, right? I mean, I think it really just depends on who they are. But overall, it seems like this is obviously something that's bad, and everybody should be looking at this as if it's something bad. But yeah, that's really how I feel about it. Anti-Semitism has ruined credible arguments against Israel. I think that's what's happened too, is that you've had so many people that have been so brazen and so extreme in their criticisms of Israel, like saying that we should blow up Israel, saying that we should, you know, kill everybody in Israel, where every Israeli is guilty, or stuff like that. And I see this very regularly on Twitter. You know, I see people like Dan Bilzerian saying that, like, you know, bomb Israel.
Not
and, you know, like,
every Israeli is guilty, but most of them. Most of them, yeah. The draft dodgers, right? The ones that don't comply with the mandated conscription. Yeah, those guys are innocent. Yeah, I think if you're resisting, if you're an Israeli and you are resisting, then yeah, you're you will be vindicated by history. You can. I'm not gonna say that they do this, okay? But you can rest easy, knowing that that is the case, okay? And I'm not saying like you should stop what you're doing and, you know, don't resist. I just mean like you know that that history will look back on you as a hero. But anyway, that being said, a vast majority of Israelis are complicit in this genocide. They are they actively participated in it. They egged it on. They wanted it to happen. Okay, it's evil. It's evil. Israelis are, by and large, evil, terrible people. You know, sorry. Oh, how dare you make sweeping statements about a nation of people. Well, you guys fucking do it all the time. It's just that 99% of the time, if you say that about any country on the planet, it's just wrong. It's wrong to make sweeping statements like that about the entire population of a country. But Israel is obviously a fucking exception to that. Okay, it's just like would you condemn the German people of Nazi Germany? Yeah, I would, unless they were resisting. That's it.
Israel. Like, this kind of stuff is, I think that it does delegitimize actual criticisms of Israel's involvement with American politics. I think it does, because that type of language and that type of extremism, I think that whenever an average person sees that, it's probably extremely alienating to them.
Or if they're children.
They're right. I mean, I don't think that they have the right to blow up an entire country. And I think that also, like, it's pretty obvious that most people don't think that. And it focuses the criticism. Yeah, it does. And it gives you, what it does really is that it gives people that are pro-Israel a very easy target to attack whenever somebody is advocating for mass genocide for the entire country, right? I mean, that's a very easy point that you can say, wow, this guy's crazy.
Yeah, like, that's kind of a leap, though. Okay, I don't want to genocide Israelis. That's fucking crazy. Okay, that's insane. Anybody that says that is probably not a serious person, but if they are, that's disgusting. Okay, that's evil. You know, no, like I don't think anyone is saying that, though. Not for real. But like I said, you know, what I said just now still stands. Okay, I stand by that. Just because they are a nation of evil people doesn't mean I want to kill all of them. Actually, I think that we should go down the denazification route. Okay, I think that would be the best option.
Listen to this idiot, right? And so that's the issue I think that they're having, is that I actually am expecting, this is where I think things are going, and you know, like, let's, you know, clip this and let's see where we're at in 6 months or a year from now. I think that criticism of Israel is escalating, and it's becoming radicalized so fast that it's actually going to end up delegitimizing itself. And as soon as people start advocating for, you know, things that are even more extreme, etc., I think that people are going to just stop taking it seriously, because the people that are doing it are just so rabid and aggressive about it. So yeah, we can't support a regime like Iran where they kill 40K of their own. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think Israel or Iran should be something that, you know, the U.S. is 100% focused on, like, you know, gaining favor with, right? I mean, you know, the United States should be focused on the United States, and neither of those countries should have any involvement in, you know, what we do with our political process. I mean, if they're, you know, if Iran gets a new government and we can work with them, and, you know, we can, you know, have like common economic goals, and I think that's great, right? Same as common cultural goals. But you shouldn't look at it as like them trying to influence our politics or something like that. So that's true. That's why people have to be precise and refine the argument. Yeah, and I don't think that they're doing that. I think that's the problem, is that they're not doing that. And in the process of not doing that, I think they're alienating a lot of people, because they hear that, like, oh yeah, this is, you know, everything that's bad is Israel's fault, and it just makes them stop paying attention, because it's become so commonplace, and it's been such a universal thing that's being applied that I don't think that anybody's paying attention to it anymore. So yeah. It's so much deeper on the surface. Remember when people are complaining about synagogues having armed guards? Yeah, I guess so, right? And I wonder why they have that now. And let's see if there's any information now about the shooter or not, and then we'll look at some other stuff too, because there's obviously been a lot of other stuff going on too. And what is this here? Expands healthcare to undocumented migrants. Oh my god. And this is just so fucking retarded. I'll see if there's any information about who the shooter is yet, but it looks like there probably won't be. Nobody's been hurt. Yeah, it looks like that's about it for now. And no one was complaining about that. I guess not. Please pass the SAVE Act. Please talk about it. The Save America Act. I know that. There's reason for it. The agreement we established with Saudis boils down for only USD for oil. We provide global shipping security. Israel's forward gun locker, supply point for controlling the Suez Canal. I mean, I don't know really what that has to do. Like, I mean, you can have an economic alignment with a country and then still not want that country to be making decisions for your country, right? I think both of these things can exist simultaneously. Do you think the shooter was affiliated with ISIS? I think that you should assume that nothing is certain. But my guess, if I had to guess, is that yeah, it was probably another terrorist. That's what I had to guess. Who has not allowed the Iran war to turn communities against one another in the states. I've worried from the start of the conflict could become a recurring surge for radical groups. There's absolutely zero justification excuse for attacking a synagogue. Well, the problem is that whenever there is generally one group of people that's attacking synagogues, and that one group of people isn't being monitored by the FBI to the extent that they should be, very clearly, it's not being monitored to the extent that it should be, then I think that you are going to have a problem, and it's a huge issue. It's a massive, massive issue. So I don't know why more people aren't realizing this, but oh, what's this here? Oh my god. The city councilman in central Israel. Oh, this is some fucking random guy in Israel. It's not really about me at all. And he's Muslim brother, political jihadist. He's on their side, pretending to be left. Yeah, I think so too. Do you think Trump will put boots on the ground on Guard?
Wow.
Maybe he will. I mean,
wow, yeah. Yeah, jihadist. When he literally just made a statement about how, like, we should not divide our communities, because that's what the elites want in this country, because they want the Iran war to happen, and the war is happening, okay, and they're doing it, and this division will only help them accomplish their end goal, okay, but yeah, he's a fucking jihadist, right. Right, yeah,
I think it's possible. It's definitely possible, especially considering that, you know, this has gone on for like more than a week. I think it's definitely
And
possible.
I like it how he agreed with him too. He was like, "Oh yeah, like they are trying to divide us, you fucking jihadist." You evil Muslim terrorist.
If it was just illegal to worship anything but Christianity in the US, it would solve a lot of our problems. There are extremists in every religion, and you can't mix them in the same place. So you think the solution to this is that we get rid of every other religion? You know, if there's problems with people from other religions, I know what the solution is. Get rid of the other religions. There it is. No more problems. Well, I don't know. Maybe that would work. And yeah, who knows? And yeah, do Judaism terrorists? I don't know. Christian extremists exist? Of course they do. Extremists for every group exist. I think that makes sense. So yeah, obviously that's the case. Oh boy, another day in New York City. Man who appears mentally unstable, waving a gun around in a crosswalk as cars walk by. Oh my god, what is this?
Bro, this nigga got a gun in his hand.
What the fuck?
Gun in his hand,
what the fuck?
What
is he just like off the shift? And he just crashed out? Oh my god.
He got a gun
damn.
Bro, this nigga got a gun in his hand.
So what about Scientologists? I mean, I don't know. As long as they don't kill each other, it's not a big deal. Or kill people, it's not a big deal at all, right? And I feel like that's clearly what it is. What would you do if you saw this? I try to just get away from it as soon as possible. I mean, the thing is that in a normal society, this person would just be shot. Like, that's like, what do I think should happen if somebody does this? I think you should just shoot him. Like, that's really it. I mean, you can't have somebody going around waving a gun around in the middle of a crosswalk. I mean, what if he pulls the trigger? It's scary. But like, if you do that, you could go to jail. So like, I'm talking about like, what do I think should happen? I think you should just instantly pop somebody like this off. They're dead. The world's a better place.
No, man. Like, yeah, this guy's off his rocker. Yeah, he's waving what appears to be a gun. But that's the thing, though. It might not be. It might not be. And anyway, like, shooting someone over this is just, like, that's terrible. The fuck? You want to... Think about what you're advocating for, man. You are advocating for people to be gunned down in the street for something that could be a mistake, a misunderstanding. Like, you don't know if this person is a danger. Okay, unironically. Yeah, he appears to be holding a gun. You still don't know. That's crazy.
But unfortunately, we don't live in that world. So instead, I'd probably just try to drive away and, you know, like, get the fuck away from it, right? And so that's it. Would you shoot this guy? I mean, like, it's very hard to say, like, what you would, like, saying that you'd kill somebody in a situation.
Why not? Why wouldn't you? Wait, saying you just said that this person should be killed. Why won't you kill him then? What, so you'll advocate for his murder, but you're too pussy to pull the trigger?
you've never
What
done
a
that before,
fucking
it's like kind of hard to
loser.
say like, oh yeah, I do this. But like, would I conceptually do that? Yeah, of course.
It's crazy.
Conceptually, yeah, I think that would be the right decision. That would be the correct decision to make. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, zombie, it's a zombie, I guess so. I think Castle Doctrine should be made federally mandated. I agree with that too. And yeah, you're right about it. Might be a soldier with PTSD. It doesn't matter what you are. The moment that you pull out a gun and you start waving around to people in a crosswalk, that means that you are a danger to everybody else around you and also to yourself. And it doesn't matter what condition, what got you into that condition. The only thing that matters is what you're doing at that current point in time. Just because somebody has a PTSD episode, just because somebody had a bad time growing up, just because somebody's poor, just because something happened. Like, do you want to put your children at risk because somebody else had a bad day? No, of course not, right? So then why would you ever agree to put somebody else's children at risk or parents at risk by somebody like this? So again, this is like people are making decisions for others that they would never make for themselves. And so I think there's like a fundamental, very extreme level of like selfishness to that I wouldn't agree with at all. So why is it all hands on deck for an anti-Semitic attack or laggards whenever other identity groups are victimized? Well, I don't know about that. I feel like, what are you talking about? Like, so you're saying, why is it all hands on deck for an anti-Semitic attack, but we are laggards whenever other identity groups are victimized? Are you talking about, like, for example, whenever Kilmar Obrego Garcia got deported to El Salvador, and then you had actual American politicians flying to El Salvador to meet with him in jail? Or do you mean, like, whenever people burned down the entire country over a fent addict fucking criminal piece of shit that got killed? Like, is that it with George Floyd? Like, what are you talking about? I don't...
A fent addict piece of shit. Wow. I would expect no less from Asmongold commentary.
I don't think that's what's happening at all. Yeah, what do you mean? Legit facts? Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is just very obviously not true. So yeah, replace the I with a, what is this here? Let's say there's an exclusion of specific identity group to make it simpler. Yeah, I think that when white people are victimized, they don't take it seriously. I think you're right about that. But I don't think that that's exclusive to Jewish people. I think that it's exclusive against white people. But that's really the difference, right? I don't think it's particularly like, oh, Jewish people, you know, how this happened. No, I think it's all of them have it happen.
It's ironic that you say that because that's literally what you did with Renee Good and to some extent Alex Preddy as
anyway, let me go back and look at these other ones too.
Although you did call that murder
crazy things
unacceptable.
That happened. That's no surprise.
You said
Here we
that
go.
was an unacceptable murder.
He's right. And oh my God, there's just so many of these that are happening. A North Carolina teenager holding an AK.
Watch what happened tomorrow, bitch.
Watch what happened tomorrow. Why would you say this? Just go to, like, never mind. Keep saying it. Keep saying it. This is the right, you're doing the right thing. You should keep saying it.
I'm gonna be posted up at E. Smith School tomorrow, waiting for a motherfucker to come out. I'm gonna face your dumb ass bitch. Niggas like going behind niggas back and shit. I'm gonna watch what happened, bitch. Watch what happened.
So we got a place for somebody like this. It's called the box. This guy, you know, this is a prime battery candidate. This guy would make a great battery. Look how much energy he's got. Look how enthusiastic he is. Can't you just imagine him out there turning big rocks into little rocks? I mean, I think he would just fit right in. It would be a perfect world for him, turning those big rocks into little rocks, you know? Like, perfect 2%er example, exactly. And the thing is that, this is what y'all gotta understand, is that you gotta put people like this, you gotta get rid of people like this, you do. And again, like, I hope that, like, I don't know why we don't have anybody in the country that doesn't want to do this. Like, Trump is okay about it, but like, in my opinion, like, you gotta go after these people way harder than we do now. The problem is that we got pussies that are going after these people, and what we really need is that somebody that has this level of aggression that is willing to use it against these people. If we had that, this problem would go away. I'll give you an example. Saddam Hussein. Crazy example. But that dude killed terrorists. If you caused problems in Iraq, whenever Saddam Hussein was in charge, he would blow up your house with your family in it. And you know what stopped happening? Terrorism, for the most part, shut down. There wasn't even nearly as much terrorism. You know why? Because people don't want to have their house blown up. Is that true? It sure is. Absolutely it is. Look it up. Yeah, he killed terrorists. He did. And we got to get somebody like that here. We do. Not like Saddam Hussein exactly, but we got to have that same energy. We do. And funny how that works. We just blow up people? Well, the people that have the guns, yeah, for sure. 100%, absolutely. Without even a second. That's
Dude, I do. Only fucking conservatives can get away with shit like this, man. Yeah. Saddam Hussein was base.
100%. Yeah, what do you mean? No, of course. We still took him out. I know. And he was also an asshole. You gotta keep in mind, he's an asshole. And so it makes sense why they had to get rid of him.
That's
but,
so
anyway,
insane, man.
What is this? There's another one. The shooter at Old Dominion University. Oh my God. There's another shooter today. Holy shit. Okay, all right, let's pull up another one. Another gunman is opening fire. Oh my God. So we've got another pop-off. Yeah, not a surprise. And Wild West, what was his name? I don't know yet. We're waiting to see. I guess we'll find out soon. Let's watch this.
And this is Old Dominion.
So there's 2 shootings today. PvP got turned on today, I guess.
Police cars there, you can see gathered. A gunman is dead after injuring 2 people at Old Dominion University.
Holy shit is right.
According to officials there at the school.
Feels like a
gunman
Monday.
opened fire in Constant Hall at about 10:50 a.m. East Coast time. And officials are saying 2 people were hurt as a result. We do not know what their conditions medically are right now. This is all the information we're getting in right now. And you're looking again. This is live from Virginia, Old Dominion University, and the cordon of police officers, that perimeter that has been put up. And Virginia.
No, this is really it. I mean, like, oh my God. And I'll see if there's any more about this.
University focus James Gagliano, retired FBI supervisory special agent.
Who's the gunman?
Good to see you today. We don't have a lot of detail on this.
Wait, my sound volume thing got disabled?
Is it a student?
What the fuck? What do you mean it got disabled?
Yeah, so Harris, unfortunately,
why?
This is kind of like our new normal, right? We deal with these, whether or not...
Let me figure out why this is happening. Sound increase, Firefox. Yeah, okay, so I have to do another one now? Like, I'm trying to see, like, we can't find that page, sound booster. Okay, so can I add this one instead? Add to Firefox.
Police want to immediately go to the sound of the guns.
Didn't work.
Stop the threat.
That's so annoying. That's so annoying.
And then slow things down. The next
volume mixer. Yeah, let me do that. Anyway, where is this here? Raw footage. Norfolk police swarm ODU active shooter suspect. They dragging him out like a fucking sardine. Let's go. Like a big old tuna fish, actually. Look at him. Drag that little bitch out of here. Get him out of here, you little dick sucker. Oh, dragging him out like a fish. I like that. Cheeks clapped. I think so. And what is this here? Active shooter at the Old Dominion University. 2 ROTC cadets were critically wounded. Oh my God, that's sad. Active shooter. Oh, this is another one. This is from a couple hours ago when it started happening.
Active shooter on the ODU campus. I think he's subdued. That's my building I had to be in over there.
That's my building, bro.
Cops running across. The entire police force of Norfolk is here.
Oh my God.
Once again, Old Dominion University in Norfolk, VA.
Damn. That's scary. Holy fuck, bro. Like, you imagine that? You go into class and then there's somebody crashing out with a gun? Initial reports say that the gunman who shot 2 people at Old Dominion, Norfolk, Virginia today before being eliminated by the police is the ISIS supporter, Mohammed Jawo. We'll see whether that's true or not. I mean, listen, I hate to see this happen, right? But, you know, maybe that's it. I don't know. And also a car ramming and a shoot-off at a synagogue. Yep. And a lot of military goes to ODU. I mean, apparently this guy was military, right? That's his ROTC uniform. Let me watch the rest of this real quick, okay? The interview with this guy. I didn't get a chance to listen to this.
But I want to know your first quick thoughts. That's a big show of force showing up. You know, we have 2 people injured, don't know how badly.
Yeah, so Harris, unfortunately, this is kind of like our new normal, right? We deal with these, whether or not this was a mass shooting, whether or not this was a hate.
A new normal? Why is it a new normal? I think we should deport all the people that make it a new normal.
Yeah, it's not really a new normal. It's more like a long-standing normal. Like, I don't know why the fuck they're still saying this. It kind of made more sense, like, even just 5 years ago. But I mean, even back then, the shootings were normal. Okay, especially school shootings. Okay, but shootings in general in America are extremely normal, just commonplace. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? They happen all the time. School shootings happen all the time. Every day, there's another fucking school shooting. Okay, the reason that this one made the news, the national news, is because it was an ISIS supporter, allegedly. Okay, we don't know for sure. But anyway,
that's what we should do. We should deport them or preemptively put them in jail.
Crime. This could have been workplace violence. It could have been a love triangle. We have to keep our aperture open on the investigation. Now, I say that and suggest that
denationalize and deport. Yeah, obviously.
What we're hearing is down. Police want to immediately go to the sound of the guns, stop the threat, interdict them immediately, get help to the wounded, and then slow things down. The next most concerning thing here, Harris, was this a lone attacker or was this part of a larger conspiracy?
Yeah, and I'm looking for more information on this. Constant Hall is
probably the former.
And there was an urgent alert put out. Active threat reported at Constant Hall.
But who knows?
One-hide fight protocols. Emergency personnel responding. Avoid that area. That alert put out across Old Dominion University in Virginia. And now we know that the gunman, according to police there, is dead. James.
Oh. 2 at a time? 2 down in one day. Oh, man.
Yeah, so
rest in peace, you won't be missed.
The FBI for a long time now has been putting out run, hide, fight.
You know what they should do on the White House Twitter? Is they should make meme videos about these shooters and make them look like losers. They should make them look like they're Squidward and like SpongeBob or something like that. Like, they really should just make fun of them. That's what we really need to do, right? Is like, we gotta kill these people and then make jokes about them. That way there's not people that are thinking that, like, you know, you're gonna get any sort of a, you know, like you're gonna be like feared. People are gonna be like, oh wow, this is like some crazy scary thing. That'd be fired? Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, that's what they should do. Marco Rubio just announced the end of U.S. aid for Somalia.
And then tell
me about
people that saw or came in contact in this incident to immediately report that to law enforcement. And Harris, this isn't anything new. This mass shooter paradigm that we're dealing with, this scourge that we have in this country.
It's not a scourge. It's not. Listen, the reason why you have mass shooters is actually really simple. It's really, really simple. It's vulnerable, stupid young men with nothing to lose that go out there with no hope that want to go and kill somebody because they're unhappy and angry. That's the reason why you have mass shooters. That's the thing. Now, there's different ideologies that they come from, but they're all branches of the same tree.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's the only reason. Like I said, you know, it looks like if what they're saying is true, like these guys were Muslims, they were affiliated with extremists, you know, it's also the U.S. It's our international policy. Okay, it's Israel. It's also that. That's what's causing these things to happen.
In 1966, with the clock tower of Vietnam,
Retribution.
The clock tower at the University of Texas and shot a number of co-eds, and we have been dealing with this again.
Blowback, call it whatever you want.
There's a guy at you know, we went to high school with him, and he did this. I guess it's so long ago, I guess I can just say this. So there's a guy that we went to high school with that went on a shooting rampage, and you know, it was a big thing, and it was like a year or two after we graduated, and yeah, right. And so we used to play Smash Brothers with him. Like, I think I had like a video with the shooter kid in my old YouTube channel, right? And like, I never told the story before because I waited like for quite a while since, you know, it was kind of a weird thing. And so, bro, what? Yeah. And so the kid ended up just killing himself, right? And so I go on Facebook the day that he does it, and I said, man, if we had played Halo instead of Smash, maybe he would have hit somebody. And I remember so many people got mad at me. Oh my god, they got so mad at me. But it's true. I mean, that's the way I think you should treat these losers, right? You should. We used to play with them. Yeah, funny story. It was fucking funny. And so anyway, it was a shooter. Yeah, he played Fox. I think he played. Actually, you know what? I think he might have played Fox. You're right. And yeah, I guess so. And yeah, you're using Facebook? Yeah, I did in 2009 or 10 or something like that. Yeah, sure. And great story, man. Jesus, I know. Yeah, great. Another great story by me, right? And so yeah, of course he did. And by the way, everybody in our friend group thought it was the funniest fucking thing, right? But other than that, I think that's the way you should treat these guys. Treat them like a joke. Treat them like an absolute fucking joke. Don't go and take them seriously. Just make fun of them. And I think that's the way you delegitimize and you demystique the idea of being a mass shooter. I think that's the right way to do it. I think it's the good way to do it.
Or suggest anything about motive?
Yeah, I completely disagree. I think that doing that, the reason that people got mad at you, Asmongold, is because that was kind of like trivializing the moment. Okay, and you clearly think that that's appropriate to like de-incentivize people from doing these shootings. It's just that people, I don't think that the underlying argument that you're making is true, which is that people do these shootings to like get lots of notoriety and appear cool. Okay, like no, that could be part of it. Okay, I'm not even saying it's not at all relevant. Okay, but it's just that the reason that people do these things is because of what you were just saying, which is like the material conditions of young men who feel left behind by society, who feel insecure, frustrated. That the answer is not to humiliate these guys. Okay, it's not. And at the same time, you are like you're kind of trivializing the trauma of the situation, of the victims. Right? You're cheapening what happened to them. So it's not right. It's like the opposite of that. You're fucking
and
stupid.
Make a determination if there were any co-conspirators.
Look, we're not going to tie anything together in any way, shape, or form. You listed probably 10 or 15 reasons why this or could be a motive or so on and so forth. So I don't want to go there. I want, though, to set the backdrop of where this country is right now. And that is, quite frankly, focused on staying safe in situations where your head has to be on a swivel.
Every single refugee and every single asylum seeker from a non-Western country should be sent back immediately. Except for maybe Iran, because we're attacking Iran right now. Every single one of them should be sent back. I'm willing to make a handful of exceptions. Obviously, I mean, every rule should have exceptions. But as a general rule, get them the fuck out of the country. And have them take their kids with them. And they can't come back. Very obviously, we're having a problem. Why are we doing this? What's going on? Keep only the hot ones? Yeah, if you're a hot girl, you can stay. There's like an OnlyFans exception rule.
And this may or may not have anything to do with a wider scenario with regard to that, but people are on alert in general. Your thoughts?
Yeah, we dance along that continuum, right? We live in a country where we have freedoms and privacy and civil liberties, but we also want to be protected. If you allow me to declare martial law, I can keep...
No, I mean, like, and he's right about this. Like, you're going to have shootings if you let people have guns. Like, it's just what's going to happen. Especially with, like, such a, like, a totally multicultural place like America. Like, America is, like, the reason why America has so many shootings, too, is that it's super multicultural. And on top of that, so you have cultural friction. I know people are supposed to say, oh, but all the cultures should get along. That doesn't happen. We all know that doesn't happen. Everybody knows that doesn't happen. But on top of that, you also have, you know, wealth inequality that's just out the fucking, like, it's crazy. Wealth inequality is insane. So you have people that have no hope, and they have guns, and they're mad, and they're getting fucking brainwashed on social media, and then they do that. So multiculturalism is bad. I don't think that it's necessarily a good or a bad thing. I think that you can do it in a way that's positive, and there also can be ways that are negative. I think that putting together, for example, like a bunch of hardline, you know, fundamentalist, you know, people that are like Islamic next to people that are, you know, a gay pride parade, I think that you're asking for trouble. That's a negative example of multiculturalism. That's not going to work. But having people that are, you know, from Argentina come to America, I don't think you're going to have that same type of problem. Same as like fucking, you know, Americans consuming anime from, you know, Japan. Obviously, there's a gradient there, right? It's obvious. Everybody knows this.
But if you enjoy the benefits of freedom and living in a safe country like this, unfortunately, we have what are called soft targets. And places like this, where a lot of people gather and meet, and schools are in session, this just becomes tempting to criminals and or terrorists.
Yeah, and I'm glad you put it that way. White it out. Could be anybody. We don't know yet. James Gagliano, thank you. If we can take...
Yeah, so, I mean, there it is. Let me go back. I'll refresh this and see if there's any more. So, like, 3 shootings have happened today so far. Oh, my God. And, okay, so one person did end up dying from this. It literally just came out, and FBI personnel providing assistance. Police are responding to an active threat on the campus. Oh my God. And a shooter neutralized. I mean, again, I'm not seeing the image of the shooter anymore, so it seems like that could have eventually, or, you know, originally been bullshit. So we're gonna have to find out what happened. Wealth inequality is a matter of perspective. When you have more billionaires, you have a higher standard of living, even for the bottom. Wealth is not a zero sum. We can talk about that as much as you want, but at the end of the day, I think that wealth inequality is a driver, or it's a aggravator for like people being angry. I think that's it.
Yeah, he's right about that. Crazy. It's so crazy to me how he'll say that, and then at the end of it, it'll be like, yeah, and that's why we gotta get rid of all the brown people. All the evil brown people. Anyway.